I am sorry I am late. Later than I originally was even planning to be out here. I'll quit that. Sorry, fighting with wagon. Later than I even intended to be out here. Last night I was in the hospital, so that's fun. I am not at the ice building yet. I am over here by the market, be right down there. There'll be a subway over there, and there'll be a park here. I've been starting here at the park because, well, frankly, you cannot be too careful, and there have been rumors and shit. And I'm not gonna, go out of my way to do anything about them except start streaming over here. Also, this park is a lot closer to me than ice is. It's only a couple of blocks. And, that's a nice park. I like the park. But it means that I have a walk over to the ice building. But given that we're doing topic stuff tonight anyway, I pinned the message just as I was literally walking out the door that has our topics in it. And if they look a little cryptic, well, hope you've had some fun deciphering those. The first one, which I'm going to talk about because it'll take me about that long, is 4 boxes. The 4 boxes, this is, by the way, I got to tell you, this be libertarian shit right here. I have not completely abandoned some of my libertarian ideas, in part because the libertarian ideas start with the two-party system is fucking broken. And I don't know if y'all noticed, the two-party system is fucking broken. But if you pick up a libertarian pocket constitution, which I had several of those. I didn't have a whole box of those, unfortunately. But I have several. Somebody actually drives one of these fucking things. And they have coated it with whatever to keep it from completely rusting out in Oregon. That's impressive. I guess if you pay that much for one of those fucking things, you do what you have to do to protect it. Anyway, the whole 4 boxes thing. There are 4 boxes that defend American liberty. And they're described, if you get the Libertarian Edition Pocket Constitution, I think it's John Birch Society or some shit publishes it. The Libertarians are a little more likely to actually read the damn things than the Republicans are. I read mine, and it talks about the 4 boxes that defend American liberty. The first one is the ballot box. Hello, welcome to the ballot, or the soapbox. Hello, welcome to the soapbox. Get out there, make some noise, say stuff, discuss things, tell people what you think, tell people what you believe, what you want. That's critical, because if you don't do that, people are going to believe whatever they want to believe. They still are. But one of the strongest things guiding right-wing, and in particular Republican sensibilities, and absolutely MAGAs, is information bias. You could come right out and say propaganda. And it is that. I don't like the word propaganda, not because it's not true, and not because it's not true in every sense of the word. Ooh, there is a moon. I hope that's in frame. I cannot tell. I'll stop and make sure I get a good shot of the moon when I get set up. But Republican sources of information, Fox News, etc., are in every derogative sense propaganda. Now, propaganda, actually, the dictionary definition is literally just stuff we put out there. You could also call it marketing, which, yeah, that fits the negative connotations too, doesn't it? The point is that propaganda can be true, or it can be selectively true, or it can be just an outright lie. All of these things are possible. They're all propaganda. That's why I don't like the term, because in this case what we have is stuff that is absolutely a lie. At best, it is selective truths, but usually it's whole lies. And I'd rather just call that what it is, personally. But people on the right get this information that is half truth and whole lie, and they discount, or they don't watch and don't read, don't listen to anything else. Now, it's mostly that they don't they don't get it. They don't consume media that is otherwise, has some kind of integrity to it. They only get the stuff that is deliberately dishonest. And that's not good. Okay, from here I can't actually see the moon. So I am going to step away from the wagon a bit. And Trifa, you're in the way. I'm having to come all the way over to the garage. Oh shit. The garage be all boarded up. I'm having to come all the way up the hill to get this, guys. The tree is so in the way. I'm gonna have to go all the way up to the corner and I might not get it. So, sorry guys, no moon. There is a moon, but I can't get a good shot of it, so I hope you saw it. Trees in the way. And it's setting pretty quickly, so we're not gonna get it. Sorry guys. Anyway, so the idea that the soapbox is important, it's important specifically because right-wing media sources are doing their best to drown people in things that are not true. Guys, check out how bent up that is. It's supposed to be straight there, and it's bent. That's supposed to be straight, it's bent. Some of that is just, this terrain is not good for the stability of anything, really. But more than that, we are dealing with a situation that these chairs are the cheapest things, and they cost so much. That annoys me. I knew they were light. I was hoping they would be at least a little stronger than this. Oh, come here. Oh, we're doing that. No. Get back in there. I am tripping over my own, fuck ice! All right, so if we want these guys to ever be free of MAGA control and Fox News and Peter Thiel and whatnot, you have to hit them in their information sources. And the only way to do that is to get up and speak up. Because if you're saying things that are true, people will understand that, hey, yeah, I'm not being told something that I don't already know is the truth. And that's the thing. They're gonna, particularly the MAGA guys, are going to insist that what you're saying ain't true. We know better. But they're going to say that, you're lying. They know better. They can't admit to you, to me, to any of us, that, we were lied to and we know we were lied to. And for the most part nowadays, they do know that they were lied to. They do know that Trump was always exactly what he was. Now that's the thing. Did they always know did they always know what he always was? I mean, degrees. I knew what he was, but I underestimated that shit. And I assure you, they did too. And maybe some of them didn't actually know. I'm making some assumptions of, you'd have to be as dumb as a box of fucking rocks to not notice some of these things. But I don't know if you've noticed, but some people are as dumb as a fucking box of rocks. So that is a possibility. All right, there are people hanging out down at the down there, so I'm not going down there. At least not now. I may later, but I do not want to film them up close in that space. If they want to come over here and get in front of the camera, more power to them. But I don't film people over at the memorial. All right. For putting up with all the bouncy cam, I am moving you to a better, at least I'm going to attempt to. Hello. Ugh. And of course, chat is glitching because that's fun.
Hello, delivery.
Sorry? You looking for taco?
Tripoide por taco.
That's me.
Taco.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you.
Have a good night. So, the fun last night, distracting myself a moment because of the food that just arrived. The fun last night was that I had to make a trip to the emergency room. Oh, yeah, I was in the emergency room last night. I am now. The issue was, I've had enough dental issues that, why are you not? I've had some dental issues, and, let's do it that way. And, those weren't the problem, at least not directly. Basically, I took too big of a bite of chicken, and it got caught in my throat. Problem, it was the first or second bite. It cleared itself after about 2 hours. Problem number 2, I'd had 45 units of insulin before I took that first bite. My blood sugar got down to 56.
Oh, shit.
And a down arrow. So paramedics were necessary to get an IV in me to put me on some dextrose. It did not take much, but it was kind of necessary. And then they took me to the hospital because this chicken was still stuck. And about the time when they come in and they're ready to like ask me details about, has this happened before, etc., I'm like, once. And actually, it's not stuck anymore. Could I have something to eat? They brought me orange juice with added sugar, and I'm like, I need a sandwich or something, not really this. And they're like, no, you need this. Given the amount of insulin you told us you just took. 45 units, really? Apparently 45 units is a lot, and they were like freaked the fuck out. 45 units is a little more than I normally take, but I had been on Bactrim for the past week. I was eating so I could take my last dose. And when I expected to be able to eat some carbs and some fat and some protein. Yeah. And I got none of those things. So 45 units took me down from 180 to 56 because I couldn't put anything in there to, for the insulin to do. And I didn't want to take it at 300, which is what it would have happened if I'd taken the insulin after I ate. So you're supposed to take it before or with. Well, that's what I did. Helicopter. Can I? There it be. I don't know if y'all can see it. So anyway, chat is still glitching. I'll deal with that in a moment. So they wanted to keep me until about, by the time I was checked out of the hospital, after I'd had a sandwich and everything, my blood sugar is already north of 200 again. Thanks, guys. And it did go up to 370. Really, guys, I did not need that orange juice. The sandwich is what I needed because of the Bactrim. So anyway, fine, whatever, I dealt with it. And as before you were coming up and I was distracted by food, I was talking about 4 boxes.
I heard.
Oh. Yeah, the 4 boxes that defend American liberty. The first one is the soapbox, which is important. We were talking about propaganda. I'm undistracting myself now. Sorry, guys. So getting out there and talking to people, fuck ice! Talking to people is important because you have to counteract that propaganda. And it is important to do that because if you don't, it's not like they're going to turn on CNN.
God help them,
CBS.
Sure.
NBC is one of the ones I would more trust at the moment, but I don't know how long. CBS is toast. But basically corporate media is corporate bullshit. And the only solution to that is, again, you become a better source of information for people. And you can just by talking to them. Don't come in, don't be accusatory, don't be, don't go looking to create a problem. One already exists, and it's that they are cold beverage. I do also have water in here. I've been known to. I've also got some electrolytes in here. I might need those. But of course, for now, the thing I'm reaching for is the Coke Zero. Because I'm under caffeinated, and I'd like to be able to kind of stay on topic. So anyway, I didn't get into bed until like noon, just because.
Hey, Taco.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Not bad. You?
I'm good. May I steal this chair and sit next to you?
Sure.
Thank
You might need to move the wagon to do it.
Can I do it for you?
Thank you.
Sorry.
So we were talking about. There's our list of tonight. Can I see the message? There we go. Well, there's some of our topics for the night. And I was talking about the 4 boxes that defend American liberty. Fun. Which is literally libertarian shit. And the first one is the soapbox, because we've got to counter corporate propaganda.
Oh, hey, I
And-
think there's someone walking behind those gates.
Oh, there probably is.
Oh, I think he's gone now. I can't see anymore. But I did a moment ago.
So we talked about that first one, the soapbox, because you got to counter corporate propaganda, especially right-wing propaganda, because that'd be bullshit. And a lot of people, even people who kind of know some of like what Trump really is, some of what ICE is really doing, they still don't trust the CNNs, the NBCs, the CBSs. Well, CBS maybe they trust more because now it's controlled by Trump, which is all the reason why they shouldn't. But some people are dumb. I went for a Yum Bowl tonight. The second box is the ballot box. And it's particularly important because a lot of people will say stuff like, if voting changed anything, they would make it illegal. And I know that even some smart people will say that because I know some people who've said it. Maybe some not so smart people also say it. I know I've said it. Chris says, hi, Lambert.
Huh?
Chris says, hi, Lambert.
Oh, thank you. Hi. Oh, you want to see something cool I made?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can get up on the
We got Lambert here, Heather here, and I cannot recall what we call you. Oh, very cool. Want to show the camera?
Sure.
It's over here.
If only it would focus.
Focus! Focus.
There we go.
Very nice. And I happen to like purple, so.
Thank you.
It doesn't mean anything if you see something crocheted for sale that is expensive. But if it's cheap, it was made in a sweatshop.
Yeah, because it can only be made by hand, and it's impossible to make by machine.
Unless we start making the machines robotic arms that have high levels of manipulative. Yeah.
Yeah. And they need some kind of eyes and some kind of sensors that can feel things like yarn tension.
Yeah, yarn tension you can do. But what you need is the manipulation. Anyway, boxes. The ballot box is important because even though 80% of elections are decided, 80% of the vote is decided before a single vote is cast. We are in the midst of a sea change in American politics. And Republicans are scared shitless because, and Democrats are scared shitless too. This is what happens when a majority of Americans are just like, we are done with this. All of this. And when they're done with all of this, that 80% of the vote that they are sure that they can predict in advance, they can't. James Tallarico is likely to win in Texas. Paxton might even be disqualified. I don't think he's going to be disqualified. Because I think the people who are going to decide that are judges who are voting for Paxton. But Tallarico's likely to win in Texas. Texas was safely Republican controlled. Not anymore. There's always the issue that Democrats could squander this. And we here on the left expect that they will squander it. Or try. No, I believe in your case, your doctor will tell you take 2 ibuprofen and call them 6 months from now, maybe, or don't. I got a mumble from Heather over there. Yeah, that sounds about right. Love you, Tryman!
Oh, 2, we got double!
2! Love you, Tryman!
Woo!
It's not that late already, is it? No. It's not that late yet. One of them is just late. Well, the problem is that the people on the left who are going to squander things are trying to make sure that they can win those Republican voters. And the Republican voters are revolting because they're sick of what Republicans are delivering. They're doing the wrong things. Republican voters don't want somebody who wants to give all of our wealth to Donald Trump, the military, or ICE. And most of it, to ICE. And the problem with giving money to the military is it's not actually going to the soldiers. It's spending on new weapon systems and redesigning our aircraft carriers to use steam because Donald Trump is convinced. Steam power is the future. It's the future, damn it. Steam. We need to have the age of steam. The age of sail has set, and we need the age of steam. Fuck these plane things. What are they for? We need battleships, not aircraft carriers. Now, I would argue that the age of the fighter aircraft as the supreme war weapon is probably at an end, yeah.
I don't know. Manned aircraft? Yeah, maybe, but...
Yeah. Because one dude can fly an entire swarm of AI drones. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. Maybe they're anticipating the U.S. running out of fuel. Maybe. That's maybe a realistic threat.
It definitely is. People need to start coming to terms with it really fast.
Oh, they'll just divert all the diesel that, delivers our food to the grocery store and give it to the military because rationing.
Like I said, people need to come to terms with it real fast. It's gonna start happening.
So right now, you can affect things at the ballot box. If you work at it, and you need the soapbox to help make that happen. You may have noticed already that these boxes are sort of interdependent. Box number 3 is the jury box. This is the one nobody likes to talk about. This is the one where, you as a grand jury or the juror in a trial say not guilty to about the guy who hit the soldier with a wrapped ham sandwich. I can still smell the onions. No, you fucking can't, you pussy.
And that's the odor off the fucking lies you.
And the mustard. The mustard was everywhere. Oh, wash your fucking vest. Sandwich never got unwrapped. You didn't get mustard everywhere. This one is literally just jury nullification. And if you have even heard those words, there's a fair chance that you may not be allowed to sit on a jury. They don't like it. I mean, the defense likes it, but the prosecution hates it. And I can't tell them that I've never heard of it because here I am on a fucking video talking about it. Maybe when you do, using that soapbox, you don't do it on camera. Because lying during jury selection is a crime.
Well, they wouldn't put me in it, so.
Anywhere that wouldn't dismiss you for being trans would dismiss you for having a military record.
Or having DID or being in a wheelchair.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, that wouldn't dismiss me for being trans, would dismiss me for my military record.
Accidental timeout? Oh, did the video stop for you guys? I was saying that you got the soapbox to talk to people, the ballot box to vote for people. You use the soapbox to convince people that they can actually vote for people. The jury box to make sure that people don't go to jail for things that they shouldn't. And keep in mind, the way our system of law works, our system of law is not intended to actually send people to jail because they broke the law. It is because the laws they broke are wrong, and our system is designed to default to not doing that. Innocent until proven guilty. And proven guilty not only means guilty of committing a crime, but guilty of doing something for which the punishment should be fines and prison. If what they did wasn't wrong, you should refuse to convict. Now, it helps if you got a good head on your shoulders regarding these things. I've met people who would never convict a cop killer because, it's a cop. They signed up for that. No, they didn't sign up for that. But as I've always said, there's good cops and there's bad cops, and I cannot tell the difference looking at their badge. Have yet to meet anybody who could. And the problem is, from my perspective, that I don't trust that the good cops will actually hold the bad cops accountable. Because they're not doing that. Which is why I think internal affairs should, by all rights, be external affairs. Because internal affairs are unreliable for holding bad cops accountable. There's too much pressure to not. And there's too much, oh, these guys are from internal affairs, we don't trust them. Plus the notion that the police can lie about literally anything. Including this piece of paper we just doctored is a report showing that that we have evidence against you when we don't. That's not an interrogation technique. And some of their interrogation techniques are, well, torture is supposed to be illegal in this country. But that doesn't necessarily mean somebody who, just shot a cop should walk. Because they still shot somebody. Speaking of shooting somebody, that fourth box that protects American freedom is the ammo box. And part of the problem is, whenever I hear Democrats talking about common sense gun control, they believe that the common sense is to completely disarm everybody, except for the people who are most apt to abuse power. The cops, who seem to be siding with ICE, who seems to be basically fucking terrorists, and the federal government, that are basically fascists. That doesn't have to be that way, but it currently is. And the idea that, people own weapons, not for hunting deer, but for shooting fascists, if it ever comes to that, and it should not come to that, the whole point of the first three boxes is to avoid the need for the fourth one. But that fourth one is the threat that keeps them from taking away the other three. You take away our ability to speak. You take away our ability to vote. You take away our ability to find people guilty or not guilty according to the law and whether or not they actually did anything wrong. And then things will get up. That fourth box is the reason why I say I will not endorse violence or criminality, but there is a point at which that could change. Not that it will change, not that it even might change, but that it is possible that that could change. Now, the fact is, we are damned lucky as fascist takeovers go, because the fascist takeover was run by Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is a fucking imbecile. A fucking imbecile with a big mouth. So he announces what he's going to do before he does it, and as he's doing it, rather than after he's done it. The things that he does first and then talks about it later is demolish half the fucking White House. He gave the order to start construction.
Yeah,
That's possible. Heather thinks somebody else might have been pulling the strings on demolishing the White House. I think that the two things that this whole construction project in the White House are for are to give him a bunker that he can lock himself inside of and say, I'm the president, I'm the president, I'm the president for the rest of his fucking life.
That's exactly what it's for.
And a ballroom, because Donald Trump is still living in the 1920s where we need to have steam-powered battleships and ballrooms.
Someone's trying to phone my fucking network. My hotspot for my phone.
Yep.
Someone's trying to copy it.
Nice. They're trying to copy mine. Mine might not be turned on. So I think that finally deals with the 4 boxes topic. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. Did I hear that Tacoma Ice... chat is glitching. Did I hear that Tacoma Ice is getting rid of their civilian guards and replacing them with federal guards? Interesting. They're getting rid of the civilians who don't have immunity and putting in federal who think they do. Thing is, the DOJ, after Trump is gone, will not be going to bat for these bastards. So, second topic. Kaboom! I have been convinced that Trump is not actually likely to use a nuclear weapon in Iran. People have fortunately been working hard to convince him that it won't work. I still think he totally would, and he's certainly threatened it. But his own people have been convincing him it won't work. And part of that is that the people pulling the strings know that they are fucking done if he does. So there's an intervention there. I put that on the list just because I wanted to say, I think I was wrong there. There is an update, a small one, related to Renee Good's killing. The feds have stopped withholding evidence from the state. They haven't, by the looks of it. The car seems to have all of the, damage in the right places that show what was done and where. I would be more expecting them to try and manufacture evidence than destroy it. But no, it seems like they are throwing Jonathan Ross under the bus. We'll see. They're still going to argue he's immune from prosecution. But they're going for that rather than anything else they could go with. Right now, what it seems like is they're trying to make it look like the prosecution is going to go forward, but stall it from actually getting anywhere until after the election, really. So they're making it look like they're going to throw this guy under the bus for now, just so that they can try and win some points in the election. And then they'll go all in on immunity. You can't prosecute him. That's also going forward. The killing of Alex Preddy, there's less evidence to hand over. Body cam. But of course, as we know, they don't have body cams. They'll have their phones sticking out of their pockets with specifically this much of their phone visible outside of their pockets, so they can record their snuff films and pass them around and good job there shooting that brownie. I have no idea what they say, but they don't have body cams. No. I don't know what they say and I don't care. I have not seen this video of that story is barely on my radar. But anyway, things are moving forward for prosecuting Jonathan Ross. I think for Alex Preddy's shooter too, but that one's a little more... I don't know that person's name. I think we do know that person's name, but I don't. The USS Lincoln is coming home. The problem is, the problems facing the USS Lincoln seem to be facing other ships as well. And that's the problem. They're getting rid of the noise, but then watch. They are going to try and quietly make an example of this crew. Because this regime has a way of wanting revenge against people who make them look like idiots. Now the fact is, these people aren't the ones making them look like idiots. The fact that they're idiots is making them look like idiots. But they go after people who... Hello. Hating them is totally understandable. Or hating MAGA is totally understandable. But what we need to do is we need conversion. We need people to like walk the fuck away from this, and not because they're like, oh, it's all good because MAGA is MAGA is Trump, and everything that Trump promised, I still want all that, but no, we want them to actually say everything about this was wrong, bad idea from the start. Let's not do that. I don't know if we get there easily. Some we will. Most we won't. Most is going to take a lot more than what we've got so far, which is insane. Save Bear is very quietly, or very loudly lurking quietly. Fuck ice! Love you, Tryman! They have force-fed a few of the detainees who have been on hunger strikes. The problem is, the fact that they're force-feeding these inmates and that it's being declared torture because the way they do it is, has not helped them much.
I'm gonna go across the street because I can see better looking out there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I'm more interested in welcoming them if they have left the cult because they have seen the light than because they've seen the writing on the wall. But I will take either one. Kind of have to. But anyway, the issue with the USS Lincoln is that it isn't just the USS Lincoln. The Lincoln is coming home, though. I mean, the fact that they have no feminine products on these aboard an aircraft carrier. An aircraft carrier is a pretty big thing for them not to have those sorts of products anywhere on board. And that they can't seem to actually resupply. Yeah, you get that you get that aircraft carrier out of there. Problem is, it's not alone. You need to rotate every ship that's out there and resupply. So have you guys heard about Gary, Indiana? Gary, Indiana is you got timed out. So anyway, Gary, Indiana has been without power for 9 days now because of a big storm. And since the city is predominantly black, or maybe just because, emergency response has been sluggish at best, just because FEMA is incompetent. Whatever the hell is going on there, it just seems interesting.
Apologize.
Hmm?
I haven't been out here in a long time. What's the focus generally? 2018 speaking. Yeah.
We're out here because of ice, but I'm out here on Thursday because not many people are out here, so I just come out here. We keep an eye on those guys,
Okay.
just in case, because they will randomly come out of there at 45 miles an hour. Fuck ice!
Yeah, their behavior has changed completely.
It has. They've been doing that a little less, but the last time they did it, they came out of there at 45 miles an hour and drugged somebody 20 feet. Broke a couple of bones,
I saw that.
tore a rotator cuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So, we keep an eye on them so that anything they do, yeah, because, for some reason, their cameras aren't working whenever they did something.
I know, just like that one guy who barely is gonna paint like that fucking Tommy guy.
The thing is, they got a camera right up there and a camera right up there and one in the yard. The two that are up there.
Yeah. And wasn't there like a dead body or a homicide or something?
Yes, unrelated to ice, believe it or not.
I believe it, yeah. All kinds of stuff.
But those two cameras are high enough resolution, and they're on 24 hours a day
But they're not all fully plugged up.
for some reason.
Yeah.
But those cameras, if you were over there across the street wearing a baseball cap, they can read what's on your cap from those cameras. That is how good the cameras are.
That's some national.
Coming out! They were trying to blind my camera because they know I have one.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were. I wasn't looking at the camera. They completely blind you guys out?
And that's chatting. That means you locally.
People call me Taco. My name is Joseph.
What's up, Taco? Okay, I'm gonna check out.
So anyway, we do not know if Gary, Indiana is without power conveniently because it's all, mostly black city. And it's a racism thing. Or if it's something genuinely not able to be done. But federal response has been less responsive. And they seem to be less responsive in places where there are lots of minorities for some reason. Now, nerdy folks like me know about Gary, Indiana for other reasons. But I would much rather I would much rather Gary, Indiana be known for those things than not taking care of people because possibly racism. So fuck guys. Somebody said the stream dropped earlier. I wonder if the reason why the stream dropped earlier was them trying to see if they could impersonate networks and figure out what I was doing with my phone and record the stream. All they have to do is just, I stream live, so anyway, you wonder. They have access to all that wonderful NSA tech. So, the next thing on the agenda for tonight, Saudi traffic. I was being a little coy with that one. That is about Donald Trump trafficking underage girls via Jeffrey Epstein to the Saudi king. That's documented in the Epstein files. That van looks like the sort of van that would be.
Diane, how are you? You don't by chance have a water or anything, do
Oh, I do. Oh, sorry, I don't have that much.
I think I have one. I have a full one.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Ron. I appreciate it. Oh, this is so much. You're not smoke cigarettes now?
No,
No, sorry, I don't.
not with my asthma. The only smoking I get to do is this sort.
Is that a vape?
Hmm?
Is that a vape? Oh, it's a. Oh no, it's an inhaler.
It is. I
Sorry.
mean, effectively. We are aerosolizing powder here. Is Michael Jackson from Gary, Indiana? I don't know. Mostly Gary, Indiana is known for a thing called GaryCon, which is sort of a it's basically like small Gen Con. It's getting bigger, kind of like how San Diego Comic-Con is so big that others that were, kind of small and intimate are getting larger. But GaryCon is the favorite convention of people like Kelsey Dion, who created sort of a very light take on D&D 5th edition. It uses the 5th edition mechanics, but it's based on like old school, Stranger Things sorts of era D&D, when things were much more lethal, and her game is designed to be very lethal because having the heroes that can survive literally, an asteroid landing on their head or a meteor landing on their head, big deal. What's the fun in that? She thinks it's more fun when there's a chance that, if you do the wrong thing, and maybe even if you don't, although personally I'm of the opinion that it should require your conscious action to do something that should wind up with you dead. It shouldn't just be, you walked into the room, roll dice, and if you fail your roll, you're dead, and if you succeed in your roll, you're still just really, 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 really hurt and at death's door. That doesn't seem like fun. It should actually... You should actually be able to say, okay, I walked into that shit, and I had the opportunity to go somewhere else, but I did the dumb shit. And then you get to hear how your character died, and it's hilarious. And with the lightweight stuff, it takes 5 minutes to roll up a new character if you haven't done it before, or at least aren't very good at it. Maybe longer than that if you haven't done it before, but if you're not real good at it, it takes about 5 minutes. Less than that if you are, and probably you have one ready to go if you are. So basically, death is not the end of you playing the game. It's just laugh about how your previous character died and have that be funny in a very dark sort of way. And if you've had the character for a little while, a little bit of a wake for the character who died, and you move on. Domestic violence calls are I have feelings about domestic abusers. And I mean, you can tell a domestic abuser from, like the patterns. People who are in these relationships think that, these patterns are all like it isn't what it is, and it also isn't these things happen in every relation. No, they don't. They really don't. Other things happen in other relationships, but I agree, better to have a generator. I'm sort of a prepper, so but anyway, Trump was literally using Mar-a-Lago to funnel girls to Epstein and to the Saudi king. That's documented in the Epstein files. Donald Trump is not only a pedophile who tortures little girls, that's also in there. He sells girls into sex slavery for the rest of their very short lives. Girls, not women. Girls. Children. Remember, Epstein was never a member at Trump's club. He didn't have to be. And that is the sort of thing that should piss you off to no end. I know it pisses me off to no end. Do we get higher? That's a 7. Seven it is. All right. Well, the battery has power. It's just not putting much of it into the phone for some reason. So anyway, oh, I bet it's because of the temperature of the phone. Yeah. My phone is not charging very fast because of the current state of the temperature of the device. I'm going to see if I can cool this phone off a little bit. You know what? I need to put the phone down for a minute. Yeah, my phone is getting too hot. And because it's too hot, it is not charging as fast as it could be. Because it's still kind of warm out here.
Huh?
My phone is charging very slowly, if at all,
Oh, okay.
because it's too hot.
Oh, okay. No, I heard that. I thought you were responding to the cars,
Nope, nope.
and I didn't hear what you said. But okay. Yeah, you're. Yeah. Say, I think another 10, 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna head home. I'm very tired, and I've been here for a while now.
Yup, that makes sense.
So.
Fortunately, nobody complained about this while I was at the hospital. This is a disassembled Swiss Army knife.
Oh, okay.
Except it is not a knife. It has a glass nail file replacing the blade.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this phone is cooking. Sorry guys. This is not the sort of thing I expect to be doing while I'm out here. Oh yeah. This is why my phone is not charging very quickly.
Oh, okay.
The temperature.
Right, I see.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Now my phone is naked. I've got a naked phone out here. That can't go wrong. Sure, that'll be totally fine. What could possibly go wrong? The card-sized tool roll that I keep in my bag is very convenient. Sorry, guys. The phone was cooking enough that it needed me to turn its temperature down a little bit. And in fact, I'm turning down the brightness. Hope that helps. Yes, it already has. Any guesses what Drunken Master was in the topic? I was real obscure with that one. It refers to Mr. Master Race. Keg's Breath is running for president. I don't know what to say about that except good luck, asshole. Ain't nobody electing you president. Because you're fairly incompetent as it is. Oh yeah, Pete Hegseth is running for president. The response is basically no way. I don't know if I have anything to add to that, just I thought y'all would think it was kind of funny. And funnier that he thinks he has a chance. Yep, phone's still cooking. Oh, I can't quite read that. That's annoying. I cannot read what comes after Drunken Master, unfortunately. Oh, appeals. Malicious appeals. Trump has been filing a bunch of appeals lately. They're going after Kilmar Abrego Garcia again. Fucking again. They already had that. They already had that tossed for malicious prosecution. They're also going after James Comey again because, again, it's been tossed for being bullshit. They're going after him again. Donald Trump is a sadistic motherfucker. The kind of person who needs to be taught a lesson he can't forget. The problem is, he's rich, powerful, and protected, and he's the one person on the planet that if you as an American say anything that could be construed as a credible threat against him or a non-credible threat against him, ask James Comey, or even a non-threat, again, ask James Comey, you can go to prison for a very long time for a perceived threat, and yeah. So I'm just going to say somebody needs to teach the man a lesson. And I wish I could say it was E. Jean Carroll. Well, she did, but the fact is $5 million, she's already been paid. He's still appealing that. He's exhausted all of his appeals, and he's like, I'm appealing it again because I want to win. You've lost. You've lost the appeal. You've lost the appeal of the lost appeal. You've lost. Yes, but I didn't win. This man is so fucking petty. So fucking weak. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
End up waking you up over here?
A little. Sorry.
It's alright. This man is so pathetic that he has to go after people, even when there is no way at all. Trump, you're outside the deadline to appeal. It doesn't matter. I didn't win. I should be allowed to appeal because I didn't win. Love you, Trimit!
Woo! Trimmer!
Yeah, for Trump, it's not about the $5 million. For you and me, it would be about the $5 million. For him, it's not about the $5 million. It's that he didn't win. The money's a trifle. And frankly, for what that woman went through, $5 million is nothing. You think she's actually coming out ahead for $5 million for what she's been through? She might have spent most of that just getting to this point. He wants to take it away from her, that and more, because he lost. So somebody has to pay. So I'll come right out and say it. Donald Trump is a rapist. Donald Trump is a child rapist. A sadistic child rapist who tortures children and then sells them into sex slavery for a very short life. I doubt any of them are actually going to live to adulthood. Who have done what he does to them. And do you think that maybe there's a possibility the sex trafficking of children is still happening at Mar-a-Lago even though Jeffrey Epstein is dead? After all, there's still a market for these young girls. I love the one where you tortured her, Saudi King. So this goes back to those 4 boxes. Ladies, learn to use a rape whistle. I suggest one with a 9mm hole for the air to come out of. I've met girls as young as 9 who can use a 9mm rape whistle and blow over a quarter at 25 yards. Love you, Trimit! There's our 40. Over 35. They're going to start coming together now. Because it is 21:46.
Alrighty, I'm gonna get going home.
Okay. Well, it's good having you out here.
Thank you.
Always love the company. People actually donated to have me come out here tonight.
Oh, that's nice. Awesome.
Yeah. They raised, well, they contributed about $56 or so, of which I get about 40, so not bad. And I actually posted a coffee tonight, so people can buy me a taco.
Okay.
Although I'm not actually spending it on tacos. Anything I'm collecting, I'm spending on a new phone. Hopefully a bigger screen so that it doesn't do what it's doing right now where it's glitching. I hate that. Yeah, I've been not coming out on Tuesdays or Thursdays lately, and I figured I should make that sort of thing an incentive. I didn't set a goal tonight, but I posted the coffee link. I should repost it.
Huh?
I should repost it, but part of why I'm saving for a second device is so I'd have the ability to do that.
Right.
Although I should set up Nightbot, apparently. If people donate to the coffee, it actually posts a message, apparently. Like, to my active chat. It's supposed to post a message from coffee saying that they did so. I haven't tested that.
Right.
YouTube takes 30% of whatever anybody gives me. PayPal, etc., the usual payment processors, it's 3.5 to 4%, something like that. 3.5, 3.75, 3.95. That's more normal. Coffee requests a 5%, and it's the default, but you can turn that off, and they don't take a commission, but I left it on because they actually provide, like, less evil. I am moving the tripod a bit. I'm standing up for a bit. Don't disparage the mafia, at least they have some principles. So that takes me kind of to the end of my list of topics. There's always, there's always something else because Donald Trump runs a crime family, not a presidency. He runs a crime family. Sure wish that breeze would pick up. It's threatening.
Alrighty, I believe that's my guy. Okay. Oh. See you later. You too.
So Lambert is off. And I decided I'm going back to sitting down. Blanche was confirmed, yeah. Every Republican was like, I don't know, I have concerns. They all confirmed him. All of them. The only one who did not was, they did not need Susan Collins, so she voted no. You fucking know. She would have voted yes if they needed her. They didn't. She was excused. Personally, I think there's no excuse for the bitch, but I mean... Once they did not need her vote, she was okay to vote no. She didn't vote no out of principle. That woman has voted yes every single time. Unless she could get away with voting no because she was not needed. Whenever she has been needed, she's been there. Although, that was just an ego thing, because Blanche was effectively running things until he was confirmed. He was basically the AG. This was just giving Trump his e-penis, basically. Making Trump look good. His guy got in. The fix is in. This guy was already in. This didn't really... It was theater more than anything. So now that we've exhausted the topic list and I no longer need it in front of me, I can try. I don't know if I will be successful, but I will try. Nope, I can't get to it. My first message, before any others, was this topic list. My second one was a coffee link, and I was going to pin it, but I cannot scroll back to it at this point. Partly because it keeps scrolling down. What is happening to Antifa? Let's have a look. I think she is being decorated. So, one of the emergency supplies that I do not have yet, but should have, is and in particular I should have this because I have no depth perception and I just kind of need to aim to overshoot a little bit, is one of those little, it's a round thing, you put, it looks kind of like a funnel, you hold the thing, you drop whatever you're going to shoot into it, and then you pull it back, and it's basically like it's a slingshot that has an opening the size of a Pringles can, diameter, and you just pull on the sort of funnel bit to shoot the slingshot. And the reason why I should have that is because, for one thing, my left arm, which would be the arm I would throw with, I don't have the coordination, but also I don't have the depth perception. And remember, I'm still living with that shoulder injury. I will probably never be free of it completely. Still hurts to sleep on it sometimes. But anyway, so you take that and you take this tiny, it's basically a tiny leather bag filled with, and it's actually sewn shut. It is, it's basically a bean bag, or a sandbag, very small sandbag. And you have a rope attached to that, or some cordage. 3/32 cord is usually what you use. On basically a fishing reel. And you shoot this sandbag up into a tree, and it, theoretically will land over some limb and fling enough that you can, either pull it back down or get the other end of it. And then you attach the other end of a roll-up antenna to it, and use that to pull your antenna up into the tree. It's an emergency preparedness thing. Handheld radio is not going to reach, anything but line of sight. But your line of sight is a lot higher if you can get it up a tree. Same idea of what is being done with Antifa over there. And they tend to leave stuff that is hanging in the tree alone. So I suspect that is what's going on over there. is it's literally just decorating the tree. Lamp comes out here late to do this because she is not a strongly people person. And I understand. Because I'm not strongly a people person. I don't know if you've noticed from the people I hang out with, they tend to be people who are not necessarily, you know, quiet, because I'm not necessarily quiet either. I hang out with people who are about as ND as I am. It's fine. Not a party animal. Very nice. They might even make a sound when being swung before they were thrown. So you know it's coming. So, by the way, there are some very, very easy weapons that a person can have that people think about things like monkey fists and whatnot. If you make a monkey's fist knot, it's usually made around something. And generally speaking, like a monkey's fist knot made around like a marble is something you might have on your keys. But people tend to make them a little larger on purpose and still put them on their keys. And with a cord, and the idea is that you can basically fling your keys and really this hefty monkey's fist as sort of a flail. The thing is, that shit is as illegal as fuck. You do not want to be caught with that. And I saw a video by a guy who was describing himself as, you know, former 3-letter agency or some shit, and then he's talking about how now if you want to be armed in an airport, they will not let you be armed in an airport. Okay, if I'm going to do that voice, I need yeah. Especially when I'm trying to do that voice after last night. If you want to be armed out of the airport, they won't let you. but you can carry just a small couple of heavy nuts. Get from any hardware store. Any hardware store's got what you need. And a bit of parachute cord, because us tactical guys don't go anywhere without parachute cord. And the idea is you take these nuts and you string them onto your parachute cord loop. And now you have this flail thing. And you can look up weapons that are illegal to carry in your state. I guarantee you will find something called a slung shot listed. Don't do it. But his thing was, oh, you can carry this shit, and you can carry that in an airport, and you know, as long as they weren't together, it's not a weapon. And I'm like, first of all, I doubt you're actually three-letter agency, especially going around giving people advice like that on the fucking internet. Now, I just told y'all how it's done, and suddenly my video reconnected, so maybe YouTube is like, don't do that. Well, you know, if you've got a golf club and somebody tries breaking into your home, you know, hopefully they brought the balls. You would know. I only ever had the Oregon one, and Oregon's laws are some of the most permissive looking on paper, except it says that the state will honor the carry permit of any state whose laws are as strict as ours are. As approved by, not Oregon honors not a single other state's carry permit. Not one. And there are several that honor reciprocal permits whose laws are basically the same as Oregon's or stricter. And they don't honor Oregon's permit because Oregon doesn't honor theirs. So anyway, do not carry a loop of paracord and a couple of hex nuts if you have put a clove hitch to attach these hex nuts onto the paracord, because that is something the law refers to as slung shot. Not slingshot, slung shot. Usually 2 words, sometimes 1. But you will find, I think, in just about all 50 states, if you get caught carrying that, you're facing concealed weapons charges. So I don't recommend doing it. Hey Chris, was there some warning in the in the control room saying I was crossing some lines or some shit. Would you mind checking So Tired? I'm curious if, mostly just because as I'm talking about this shit that you should not be doing, there's a... That's right, he did. And I did notice that and I forgot that he left. Check my firearm. Yep, it's loaded. That is not what he meant. Honestly, national carry reciprocity is something we should have. We don't. It comes out of a lot of Democrats wanting to ban all guns, ban all guns, ban all guns. You're never going to ban all guns. You're definitely not going to ban them from the bad guys. And you're always going to have ways for, like, some of the scariest things are, you know, like when career criminals and kids get a hold of weapons. Career criminals because they're dangerous. Kids because they're dangerous to themselves, their families, their friends. And unfortunately, I remain convinced you're not going to prevent that by trying to ban weapons. There are shootings in fucking Australia. Australia is an island. It's an island. Still happens. No, the problems we have in this country are kind of systemic. And we have to address the systems. In the UK, you cannot carry any sort of locking knife. A slip joint is okay, but not a locking knife. And there are serious limits on how long the knife can be. So, slip joint, under a certain length, under... Yeah. Now, you can still buy those knives, you just can't carry them. Fuck ice! Fuck ice! Fuck ice! Thanks, guys! Fuck ice! Thursday night bike ride. So, last night, the first thing that happens is, you know, they're taking me into the hospital. And they literally take me inside. And then as soon as they take me inside, they take me outside to get up and walk through the metal detector because I had stuff with me. And this is basically a kind of a tool roll. And in it is, my little ass battery. I had bigger batteries, but that was in there. But I have taken to carrying this thing. Now you might notice this is a disassembled Swiss Army knife. There's a pen. Oh, I'm not going to take things out one at a time. You can see there's the pen, there's a toothpick, there's a pair of scissors in there, there's like a multi-screwdriver, there's some tweezers, there's a pin, an actual sharp pin. I could poke somebody with that. But this thing normally comes with a little knife, just a little pen knife designed for, opening letters and whatnot. This doesn't have that. It has a glass nail file. This is the nail care version of this Swiss card. It actually costs more than the one that has a blade. That might be because glass nail files are something that they don't make with a machine. I don't know. It might just be that, people want these things because they have to walk through fucking metal detectors. That was certainly my issue last night. They wanted to make sure I didn't have a knife. I'm like, I do not keep a box cutter in my tool roll. Because I tend not to travel very far without one, unless I'm going to a medical appointment, in which case, yeah. Or when I'm coming here, and I don't carry any weapons out here, only tools. I do bring mobility tools. And I have been known to use this mobility tool as a measuring stick because it is 3 feet long when it's folded in half. But genuinely, you think I'm being euphemistic. Oh, this is my my tool in the ring world sense.
Fuck MAGA.
Fuck MAGA! But genuinely, this is not something I have here as to use it as a weapon. It literally is something I use as a measuring device. Could I use it as a weapon? Possibly. But I risk actually damaging it. I'd rather not do that if I could help it. Because this thing cost me $50 and, I had to wait 3 weeks to get it. No, the reason why I have this thing is my usual cane weighs nothing and could be snapped so easily. This will bend, but it won't break easily. So that's why I've got it, is in the event of, needing to evacuate out of here and deal with chemical agents in the air. I don't necessarily need to be able to see because I got a cane that will survive people tripping over it. It's literally all about my ability to get home and get away. So I don't actually want to use it as a weapon. I will if I need to. But no, it's not what I have it for. More likely to use the other one for that, honestly. Suddenly all the excitement is happening out here. Okay, I think the excitement has died down now. Turkeys. I hope so too. So, I have actually started watching a show that I watched. I'm watching again a show that I watched years ago that I was considering possibly as one of the options for our politics, but not ours. Well, not directly ours, sort of. And I decided that that show is... No, it really is kind of ours. And secondly, there aren't that many politics to it. Once you get past the central, theme of the show, it's a show called Person of Interest, which apparently a lot of people never watched at the time. The premise was, for those of you who haven't seen it, you're being watched everywhere. Everything you do, everything you say, if it can be connected to the internet or to a camera or whatever, you're under constant surveillance. There is a secret government program to put everyone under surveillance constantly, to track everything that everything that we say and do, to look for acts of terrorism in the wake of 9/11. This is obviously a completely fictional TV show. The idea that anyone would ever create a secret government program to put us all under constant surveillance is ridiculous. Nobody would ever think that was a possible thing that could even maybe happen in the future. But sure, we're dealing with fiction, so sure. What is all this dripping sarcasm? Anyway, the idea was that this system was designed to be locked away by the person who created it, so all people got was a social security number. And the social security number indicated a threat to national security. And I don't know why the fuck they ever thought that a social security number would be useful for that, given that most of the threats to national security are, at least at the time, were presumed to be people outside the United States. And people outside the United States don't have social security numbers, but ignore that. If you don't ignore that, there's no show. Because this machine sees everything. And it's supposed to be looking for things that are, threats to national security. But if it sees everything, it sees violent crimes like, rape and murder. Kidnapping and murder, though. Kidnapping and murder. We'll just go for kidnapping and murder. Because, again, we need the show to happen. And these kidnappings and murders that this thing knows are going to happen, not spur of the moment things, but things that are planned, things that are knowable in advance. Well, the machine ignores all of those things that are not relevant to national security interests, because this entire system is highly illegal and nobody would ever actually authorize the creation of such a system. All right, I'll quit with that at least. But anyway, it gives a social security number for the non-relevant ones that are in the area of where our heroes of the show are located. And it tells them a social security number. That's it, just a social security number. And the social security number is all they get. Then they have to figure out, who does the social security number belong to? Are they the person in danger? Or are they the person who's going to cause the danger? And the answer could be both. And so you've got, this, you've got this, Jim Caviezel, who is kind of in the role of, what's the guy who played in Burn Notice? If you've seen Burn Notice, you know what kind of guy he is. He's, a spy. He's former military, basically an international assassin, Black Project Wet Works sort of thing. He kills people, and he's very good at it. Except for some reason, anyone who knows that this machine that is the surveillance thing exists needs to be eliminated, and anybody they come in contact with needs to be eliminated. And at some point, this Wetworks team, one of the team members started researching, where does our intel come from? And so they sent them to go and recover something, and it turns out to be relevant to this machine that had, basically been exfiltrated to China. Go in there and get it, and then the two operatives sent were told to kill each other. Well, meanwhile, our protagonist, his wife was killed, and he's, his girlfriend was killed after she married somebody else. And after she died, while he was on the other side of the planet, basically being betrayed by his own government, he comes back, and he's kind of a broken man who just is a broken man who's capable of kicking some serious ass. So he gets recruited to go and find these people, put them under surveillance, figure out if they are the victim or the perpetrator, and stop whatever they're trying to stop. I don't know, that gate still doesn't seem to be moving very smoothly. Somebody break their gate again? Anyway, the reason why I decided not to do a watch party on this show is because it would really just be us watching, like, spy thriller action show that deals with, like, corruption and mostly corruption. There's a lot of corruption. NYPD is very corrupt in this show. And Jim Caviezel being, sounding vaguely threatening. And the dude, he plays basketball and he does karate, so he was a good pick, because all I had to do was explain, no, instead of doing, the high-level karate stuff where you kick some ass, instead you think of it like you're doing what you do with a basketball as your fight. And okay, it's a fun show, it's a good show. There are some twists and turns. My favorite character is played by Amy Acker, who plays Root, as in Unix Root. They think they're being funny. And anything connected to her has, sort of things that computer nerds will recognize as, whatever. Anyway. It's a fun show. I'm watching it again, but it literally would just be us watching a spy thriller show that, requires tongue firmly planted in cheek to discuss how this is a fictional universe where nobody would ever actually build this thing, and it is totally illegal and unethical, and there's no way in hell this would ever actually, they'd build it. It's called Palantir. They're using it on us. Isn't the point that fried anything is delicious? But I think we are going to do Babylon 5 because Lifelight. I think we are going to do Babylon 5 because that is science fiction is a wealth of fictional politics, and Babylon 5. There's an element of some kind of there's some things that are kind of relevant to what we're dealing with here, and secrecy and motives and who's got what plans. And there's also things like in the first season you're dealing with bigotries and misunderstandings, and they believe this, but we believe that. The show is just steeped in those sorts of politics. And then, there's a sci-fi battle and a war and everything, and unfortunately, the show was built using digital graphics in 1995. Oof. So if you're a fan of old Amigas, you'll be glad to know that this is state of the 1995 art, Amiga graphics. It looks a little cheesy by today's standards, but I'm fine with cheese, and I hope all of you are too. I'm gonna have to create a Discord for it though, and I'm gonna have to set up OBS. I haven't had a chance to do that. But I will. Okay. Similarities between Babylon 5 and DS9. First of all, Joe Straczynski gave Paramount the series Bible for Babylon 5. It was produced by Warner Brothers, but it went to Paramount first. And after Joe Straczynski is shopping around this show called Babylon 5, Paramount ultimately said no. And then they kept the series Bible for a long time. A long time. They kept the series Bible. And of course, Babylon 5 is this idea that you have all these alien species that are coming to a space station that is kind of a way station, trading hub, and basically the UN in space. So you don't have the UN in space in Star Trek because, everything is the Federation. But it's kind of a way station for various aliens. And there's going to be a war. There's a war. And if you know names of characters in Deep Space Nine, the station does not have a captain. It has a commander. There's a person named Lita. There is a freighter captain who is the girlfriend of the commander on the station. Any of this stuff sounding familiar so far? Somebody's religion becomes involved at some point. There's a great war, as I said, but there also ends up being some sort of takeover of the government back home. Here's another TriMet. Cannot tell you what it is from here. Love you, TriMet! 35! There are several names that appear in both, but Lita's the one that comes immediately to mind. But yeah, suddenly after Babylon 5 is shopped around, Paramount decides they need a new Star Trek series set on a station instead of a ship, and there's going to be a space war, and this space station is going to be sort of a way station and trading hub for lots of people. There's going to be a criminal element aboard this station. There's going to be, some element of rogue government elements trying to create a fascist state. There's going to be a character aboard the station who is somehow relevant to the war and the key to stopping it or starting it or something. There's a lot of similarities. In fact, Joe Straczynski sued Paramount, and Paramount settled, and Joe Straczynski said, "Oh, they stole it. Everything about this show, Deep Space Nine, is literally a ripoff of Babylon 5 with the serial numbers filed off." And he doesn't say that anymore. He said that. They settled with him, and suddenly, no, it was its own thing. It was totally different. It wasn't a copy of Babylon 5. And truly, the shows did go in their own directions. However, Paramount did everything they could to get their show on the air first, and they kept the series Bible to kind of slow down the show getting made. You will love Babylon 5, I think. The thing is that Babylon 5, like I said, the budget's a lot lower. It was made for $1 million an episode at a time when, $1 million didn't buy nearly as much. It's got a lot more digital effects, and of course digital effects are the norm now, but they were the exception back then. But like all the spaceships are digital. The station's establishing shots, digital. And these digital things, they look kind of fake. Love you, TriMed! No honks tonight. So anyway, for anybody who wanted it, it's like the second message, but code-fi.com/haveanothertaco is me. I can't post a link to it. Joe Straczynski wrote damn near 3 seasons of TV himself. He wrote every episode in season 3 but 1, I think. And he may have actually written the 1 and it just wasn't very good. But if you liked the politics and the intrigues and the is what we're doing right, I'm not sure, elements of Deep Space Nine, you're going to love Babylon 5, yes. Babylon 5, you might have seen it on TV. It's the one that has, one alien has like a bone crest on their head and are bald, and another alien species have their hair like fanned out like peacocks, and that fits. because they definitely do the peacocking thing. You've got aliens that have dark skin and spots, kind of reptilian looking. They're marsupials, it turns out. And you have an alien that looks like a walking shower curtain. These, some of the effects are a little, they're dated. They're dated. It's not like the original series dated, but it's dated. If you've ever seen things like Beast Wars Transformers, think that level of graphics. Lots of plasticky, reflections, just not actual light reflecting, not necessarily picture reflecting. This is what the computers could do at the time. It's a good show. The politics are out there. Because, I mean, you have governments, they spy on each other, they make deals with each other, there's, backroom dealing, they go to war with each other. There is colonialism and conquest. There's I think you guys will really like Babylon 5, those of you who haven't seen it. Now, the problem is, because this show is so much more low budget, if I get the highest quality version of it, you look at the walls and you can see the painted plywood. I mean, it's apparent that that's what it is. It's painted plywood. You can tell. But like I said, it's about the story, not the effects that are a little cheesy. It was shot in widescreen. But if I try to, get the 1080p version, like I said, it looks dated. But it is all about the story, the plots. I think you guys would like it. I really do.
Big enough.
Huh? Okay.
Big enough. It's too good you showed up, so.
Yeah, at this point, we're done with our topics. I probably should be heading home too. But I was suggesting doing a stream where we cover, streaming on Discord instead of on YouTube, so we can actually watch shows that have politics that aren't ours directly.
Okay.
Babylon 5 is the first one that came to mind.
I heard you talking about that.
Yeah. I think these guys are going to like it. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but...
I think I've watched a couple episodes. But I gotta get going.
Okay, you take care. I'm going to pack up and head out myself, I think.
You good?
Yeah, I'll be good.
Sure?
Yeah.
You want me to wait?
No. I'll be fine. Because I'm going to transfer the camera to... test rig. Huh? Okay. I'll be out tomorrow night, by the way. So I'm not going to drop off right away, but I'm going to transfer you guys to a chest rig so I can use my cane and so I got to take you guys somewhere. And we'll walk down, and then I'm putting the phone back in its case because I'm no longer charging it. Well, I think Heather has a surprise, and it isn't one to share. So, curious. It might be something that she doesn't want to share with those assholes. So we know they watch my stream. How often? I don't know. Tonight? Who knows? But if it's online, they could watch it anytime they wanted. So you want to be a little careful to give them nothing. All right. Oop, that chair still has its... No, it doesn't. Oh, it does. All right. Ow. How long is this chair going to survive being bent like this? I don't know. Long enough, I hope. I do have two of them. It's more bent on this side. Oh, that's just gonna come apart. Fine, I can fix that when I get home. So guys, I'm taking you for a walk. And under the circumstances, Yeah, that's the one that's convenient. Fine, it's the one I will use. This isn't the one I would actually reach for normally. Haven't forgotten. Haven't forgotten and won't forget. Remember, folks, this is a systemic evil. Even if we get rid of Trump, we will not get rid of ICE that quickly. Wish I could say we would, but it's not so easy. All right. The cane that was easy to grab is the heavy one. It's fine. I don't think there's anybody down here, so I think it is safe to walk straight down. Wow, that building is still very warm, like radiating heat. I can see why they're over there rather than over here. It's just too hot to be over here. So, first of all, down here past this abomination, which when they built it, all this sidewalk here, they tore it up, and now you can see even how uneven the sidewalk is, and how like there's fucking tractor tracks here, and there's this big part that had to be filled in because it was basically a hole. And this was all done when they built that abomination. You can see the same thing on the other side. There was a sidewalk there, and the sidewalk has a break right across the road here because they dug this all up when they built that Tesla to run more power, more something. And I'm gonna walk out into the road here and turn. Okay, with that bright ass light, I'm gonna walk up toward the old spaghetti factory. They are well and truly closed at this hour. So the only people you're gonna see are employees leaving because they closed at 9, and everybody would have been out of there by 9:30, 10. But they have this all lit up year round. And it looks really cool. So I'm taking you by the old spaghetti factory's place where... Have a good night! Don't that look cool? I think I can get down there from here, but I'm headed down to the river. I got a body to dump. No, year round. And I mean, if you can see all the lights in there, this is definitely the sort of place that, like, one of the tables is actually a bed. You're sitting down, and the back of the bench is actually a headboard and a footboard. There's a bed. There's a trolley car. So you might be at a trolley car, sitting in or next to the trolley car. Lots of cool stuff like that. That is a dirt path. Okay. And the river is really dark through here, so unfortunately, because this patio is so lit up, you won't get much river from here, probably. Let me see what y'all can see. There's enough light that I have trouble seeing, so I imagine you guys are going to see even less. We'll see. Oh yeah, you guys see Jack and Squat. Take it out to there. All right, I'm going to move on and reapproach this river from further on down the line where you'll be able to see a little more. Because if I see little, you see shit. Or you don't see shit. There is a dirt path right along just to the side of this bench here, but I'm not going to take that. I'm going to go around. There you go. Now I imagine Katie is out cold asleep. If she were not, she might be a little annoyed that I'm coming down here and didn't invite her. I will later on. But tonight it's actually kind of hot out here, and so this is a bike path, but there is a pedestrian path here, and I'm going to follow that. So along here, it is flat. And this exists right down here in the South Waterfront. It's a very nice little breezeway next to a bike path. If you ride a bike down here, you're aware that it's here. But if you don't, critter. I don't know what critter that was, but I saw a critter. I'll let y'all tell me what it was. Y'all ain't telling me what it is. Well, a lot of help you guys are. River's still very dark down here. But you can take this all the way down to OHSU now. Guys, it's still pretty warm out here. But that breeze I was looking for, it's here. And there are some benches out here, so you can stop and, I don't know if these ones are intended to be benches, but they function as. And truth be told, if you come out here and you happen to be somebody who is has nowhere else to go, there are places out here where, especially when it's not raining, you can sleep. Can I get any more light on that? I think not. Just listen to that. Sometimes I'll come out here at 3 in the morning and just enjoy that. There is already light from the rest of the city. The city never really shuts down. That's all light pollution. You can't really see any stars here. The sky is clear, but you can't make out any stars. There's too much light pollution. Or at least I can't. That, I think, is a tower. Oh, it must have been like a helicopter or something, because I don't see it anymore. It was there and then it blinked out. Guys, I wish I could share with you what it's like having this view so close to, just city block skyscrapers. Because I live so close to the river. You can just come out here, listen to the night bugs, enjoy. You can't see too much of the water because it's not lit up down there. I can, but not much. Can't see far into the river. But you come out here 3 in the morning, you're the loudest thing out here. There's a roar of cars off in the distance, and as we get closer to the bridge just connected to the highway, there'll be more sounds. There's an AC. Pedestrian dude. Do I worry about coming out here alone in the middle of the night? No. I could run into trouble out here, I suppose. But realistically, I used to live in cities a lot more dangerous than Portland and walk through places like this. Usually I wasn't pulling a squeaky ass wagon behind me. Oh, you can't even see the trees. Can I make it focus on that? I mean, I can use the light to let it so you can see some of the close in stuff. I'll do that. Let you guys see a little more. Isn't this just a beautiful place to be, guys? It does. It's great out here. This part of Portland near the river, it can be. You know what? We have an overlook here, so I will overlook. Jordy's streaming, guys. Can I actually get the water? Not really. I mean, it is right there. Oh, a little bit. Kind of see a little bit of the reflection of the water. There's a critter. A flying little critter. Moth or something. We are that is an OHSU building. No, it's not. That's one of the apartment buildings. I don't think this place is especially dangerous. I mean, it's remote. And what they say is that in a city, you want to be places where there are people. Oh, guys. Here be your shot of the river. We are close enough to the Ross Island Bridge. Cross that fence and you're basically in the water real quick, but there you go. Might be a good idea not to do that. I do believe a boat is headed our way. I wouldn't recommend walking down here at night if you're a 5-foot-tall woman by yourself. But that's because I wouldn't recommend walking anywhere at night as a 5-foot woman, especially if you're stopping like I am to looky-loo. And you guys do see a couple of flying bugs, I think, flying by. We're right next to the water, so there do be flying bugs. I don't think they're coming any closer. But they're definitely down in the water. They might be taking pictures, is what might be happening down there. A little less direct view of the water from here. A little more direct view of a place to stop and stand there and look out. This connects to a pedestrian path at OHSU. And the pedestrian path runs right through downtown Portland. Pedestrian bike path, basically. I've used it many times to walk down here. My advice at night is you walk and you keep walking. Once you get down here, if you stop and look around a bit, that's fine. But you know, be attentive to who else might be out here and stay out of their way. And for the most part, most of the people out here will stay out of your way too. You can see some glimpses. This particular stop has a bench and some annoying uplights. And you don't have a direct view of the river this way. You have to turn that way. Go away, bugs. Bug thought my face might be a good place to be. Oh, here's our friends. Should come out here with a real light and you guys would see a lot more. But if I came out here with a real light, what you see a lot more of is going to be mostly these bugs. They're attracted to the light. And I'm probably going to discover that they're eating me alive. Well, I can't go home that way with a wagon. I'll have to walk back up the hill. Oh, there's our boat. There be our boat. That definitely looks like a party down there. Oh, they sound like they're having fun, don't they? Too far away to wish them a good night from here, I think. I can hear them, I can shout to them. But I'm far enough away from the... Sorry, guys. Holding it right-handed. Have a good night, guys. That is the best time to be out on the water, in my opinion. All right. Here be the end of the path for us. Couldn't get him. Moth flying overhead. That is the Ross Island Bridge. And this is where the path ends. That right there is OHSU, Center for Health and Healing. One of the two medical clinic buildings down here. That right there is the other one, and then there's there's two right there, and then the Ronald McDonald House is also there. So, and another boat with people partying, enjoying the evening. I encourage it. I always encourage enjoying the evening. Now, see, the problem is the bike path runs down to here. The bike path doesn't have anywhere to go, does it? Yeah, it shows this is for the bikes. But then, oh, yeah, you're supposed to come down. Is this a ramp? No. These be steps. So that's a bumpy ride on down here to take this bike path. So since there's no way down here conveniently, I'm going to use it to go back up. Anyway, I wanted to bring you guys down here. I don't usually quite come all this way down here to this end, because normally I walk down to the old spaghetti factory, or close to it, and then I will find a convenient spot, enjoy the sounds of the city being far away for a bit, even if it's only a couple blocks. Anyway, folks, that is what I wanted to share with you guys. The thing about constant protesting is that eventually you burn yourself out. So I guess the most important thing I can say is remember at some point to stop, recalibrate, get some exercise walking up a hill, both ways. It's been up and down both ways. Yeah, come out, go for a walk, enjoy a park, and reconnect. Because although I totally understand there's a bus down there, totally understand hating MAGA, hating what these people are doing to our country, wanting something more to be done. I get it. I totally get it. Because oh, I see. That is holding the tree. Or part of a tree. I get the anger, the frustration. I also get that there's a convenient seat right here with some nice non-people design. Let me turn off this damn light now that we're not trying to show you guys the water, what can be seen of it. But, there we go. You gotta remember sometime that you need to be able to reconnect with something else and stop being angry at the world, at least for a couple minutes. Zoom, damn it. Thanks for watching. Greatly appreciate you guys coming. I am all sweaty now just because I was walking and it's still too fucking hot and wet out here. It is so sticky, guys. And there's not nearly enough breeze to cool you off doing it. Anyway, I will cut it there, guys, and say goodnight. And I will be back out tomorrow at the ice building. Same bat time, same bat channel. Well, earlier, hopefully. Darren should be doing the music thing. So it'll be kind of a bit of a party out there. Hard to discuss topics. So that's why I'm glad we were able to do it tonight. A lot of shit going on. And we won't have a chance again until Monday, probably. So anyway, have another taco, guys. Have a good night. And I will see you tomorrow evening. Good night, everybody. I should do like the... But mostly I'm just going to push the button.